if I tell my Tamil friends, Tirukkural has, each Kural has only 7 words. In 7 words, profound ideas are embedded. You need commentary for the whole thing. Like that, Bharata's Natya Shastra is in sutra form. It is not easy to understand. Unless there was one Abhinavagupta, we could not have understood what Bharata says. And mind you, the British people, along with other Europeans, had started writing history of India to suit their need of divide and rule. So they created a big gap between north and south, particularly between the whole country and Tamil Nadu, with the cock and bull story of Aryan and Dravidian race theory. This was Max Muller's idea. And Max Muller also was responsible for limiting the antiquity of all our works, including Rig Veda, to suit the idea, the biblical idea of creation of the world, which started on, I don't remember the exact date, but 4004 BC. How ridiculous it is. 4004 BC. And it is equally ridiculous that many of our works and names of great saints had been diminished. The dates had been diminished. There is a saying, there is a belief that Abhinavagupta Acharya had a debate with Adi Shankaracharya. This is what they say in Kashmir, right? I've heard this saying. But this is because of the wrong impression that we get by reading history of India written by the foreigners and by those who follow that. The date of Adi Shankaracharya becomes very relevant because Adi Shankaracharya's date has been confirmed as 509 BC, but he is generally taken to be 8th century AD. Look at the time that has been lost in our understanding. Unfortunately, in history, the books don't give you the results of new research. Whereas you go to a doctor for cancer, they will go into the latest medicines, what latest research has gone into that field, and that will be incorporated. But in the study of history, particularly Indian history, we still stick to what the whites gave us. This mental block has to be blown out. Then the connection between Kashmir and South India will be understood. The Britishers told us that India was never a nation. But my study of Natya Shastra and Abhinavagupta has shown me that the whole of Bharatavarsha has had one cultural canopy. By Bharatavarsha, it is also important to know that Jambu Dvipa is the bigger landmass of Europe and Asia together. In Jambu Dvipa, Bharatavarsha is south of Meru mountain, which is the present, geographic study, Pamir mountains. In Tamil, you call it Mudichu, Pamir Malai Mudichu. Malai Mudichu because it is it's a very fountainhead of energy, fountainhead of energy that comes and holds the whole earth. And that energy is worshipped as our Amba, our Shakti. There's an extraordinary connection between science and art, science and history, science and our Sanatana Dharma religion. And in Kashmiri Shaivism, that Shakti is very important. Unless you go through your mother, your father is not going to give you any boon. And it's the same thing in South India also, in our Tamil Nadu. Worship of mother is equally important. We even have Ardhanirish, half Shiva and half Parvati. And coming to Bhairava worship, I would like to tell you, last week, just about 6-7 days back, I went to a Bhairava temple in Chettinad. I want our Kashmiri friends to go to the temple. You will see the connection between the Bhairava cult of Abhinavagupta and Kashmir. And right down south in Tamil Nadu in Bhairava temple. And almost every major Shiva temple in Tamil Nadu has a special shrine for Bhairava. Bhairava is an important murti. Whether it is in Kashi, you have Kala Bhairava, you have, in fact, in Karnataka, a very big temple for Bhairava has been built with each Bhairava to the dimension of about 6 to 7 feet height. I have myself not seen, this is a new temple. So here you see that Bhairava cult with Chettinad Vairavan Kovil. It is called not Bhairava but Vairava. It's a phonetic difference. All Ba becomes Ba. Bangala becomes Vangala in Tamil. So this Vairavan Kovil is one of the 7 temples which becomes the Kula Devata of the Vaishya community. Only 6 days back I went there. And it's the same figure with the same number of hands, same characteristic. Why I am talking about these connections is Kashmir is as much as mine as it is yours. I feel every inch of Kashmir has to be got back. We cannot lose even 1 inch. It belongs to Bharat and it will be with us. And Abhinavagupta's influence will be there. I'm very happy to learn that recently the cave was opened up and the present government had given all the support to the devotees to go and worship there. I request you, my dear brothers and sisters who have come from Kashmir origin, take me there one day. I have been to Kir Bhavani and I'm so happy. Recently there has been a beautiful festival and particularly happy to know that VIPs from other communities took part without any differences. And as far as the Karana, because you all think that I revitalize the learning of Karana, which has been forgotten for 5 to 6 centuries ago. It wouldn't have been possible without studying Abhinavagupta. Abhinavagupta's commentary for Natya Shastra is like, the urai that you have for Silappadigaram or Thirukkural, more difficult to understand than the original because it is elaborate, very elaborate. And I want to read out one small quotation where Abhinavagupta himself says what a commentary has to be like. He gives a methodology of how to write a commentary. You can imagine all that is included in the commentary. Examining all that is to be digested, eliminating the irrelevant, elucidating with clarity, solving contradictions, abiding by the conventions of the original text, deciphering riddle-like meanings, spotting out the comparisons, justifying any repetitions, and all that with the quality of brevity. This is Abhinavagupta's commentary. If this is what I have seen for Natya Shastra, it should be the same with all his other works. I don't want to say that I had studied all of Abhinavagupta's works, because one lifetime is not enough to go through one subject. And for the past 50 years, I have been studying Abhinavagupta to learn the Natya Shastra properly. There couldn't have been a practical reconstruction of those movements without his help. And I must say that when Abhinavagupta was writing the commentary for Natya Shastra in Srinagar, simultaneously Rajaraja Chola was creating sculptures for Natya Shastra at Tanjavur Brigadishwara temple. For a moment, think of it. Why should it happen? What is the importance of Natya Shastra? Why somebody is sitting and, is it a waste of time for a philosopher like Abhinavagupta to read the Natya Shastra? He must have thought that it's a divine subject. It is not a tamasha. He saw the divinity in that work, divinity in the art. And same thing with Rajaraja in Tamil Nadu. How can you say that this country was never a nation? It is more than a nation. A nation may be a political term, but this is stronger. It's a cultural, religious, and philosophical oneness. So this is what Abhinavagupta and Rajaraja give us. And mind you, Abhinavagupta was writing commentary on Natya Shastra not for the first time. There had been at least, I don't want to go into the details, at least about 7 to 8 commentaries on Natya Shastra. But the most important thing is, all those commentaries came from Kashmir. So literary commentary comes from Kashmir and sculptural commentary comes from Tamil Nadu. This is the binding that you see. And another greatest contribution of Abhinavagupta for performing arts, and I would say even more, for Alankara Shastra is the Rasa theory. Of course, it is Bharata who gave the rasa theory. For those who are not used to the terms, I would like to say, you would have seen critics writing, it was so full of bhava. The dance was full of rasa. The drama was full of... And they may or may not know the difference between bhava and rasa. Bharata's definition goes as vibhava, anubhava, vyabhichari, samyogat, rasa nishpatti. This is Bharata's definition. For this, you should understand what bhava is. I'll make it as simple as possible. Bhava is feeling. Vibhava is the cause for the feeling. Anubhava is the effect of feeling. The cause of somebody crying is somebody has given you a slap. The effect of that is that you're crying. You understand? I make it as simple as possible. And there's a list of 41 bhavas or different feelings which Bharata gives. And not all of them have any dominant or steady effect. First 8 are called sthayi bhavas. They are like pillars, 8 pillars for a mantapa. The rest of the bhavas, they enter and go away, strengthening the pillar, like, small fleeting bhavas like jealousy or a bhava of being tired. All that comes in and goes away. So they are called vyabhichari bhava. And these together in right proportion, when properly enacted, it has to be enacted. Enactment is called abhinaya. Expressing an idea is abhinaya. Abhi is in front. Naya comes from the root ni, drawn towards the spectator and nailed on the head. So this abhinaya brings the bhava, vibhava, anubhava, and when all that is completely in proper proportion, the enjoyment that you as Rasika get is rasa. So this is the process through which rasa is born. So from 8 sthayi bhavas, 8 rasas are born. This is Bharata's theory. And what did Abhinavagupta say? He explains all that, but goes one step above as a philosopher. He says, whether it is 8 or 9 is debated. The 9th will be Shanta, that was included in some of the editions. But Abhinavagupta says, enjoyment is enjoyment. Whether it is something very sad, whether it is sorrow, or something which is terrible. Don't you know, we see terrible scenes in the films. And I know a hero has died, and Rasika comes out wiping his eyes saying, it was not that hero I died, I enjoyed dying. Even that terrible scene is an enjoyment because it is not something which affects your outer self. It is enjoyment, and that enjoyment is close to Brahmananda because Atma is Anandamaya. At least momentarily, exposure to beauty kindles that Atmananda in you. That is why Natya is understood as another yoga. So this is Abhinavagupta's theory of rasa, which has given a totally philosophic dimension to the way in which you understand aesthetics. And this is it's not like catharsis of Greece, where because somebody is crying, you purge out bad things from your mind. It is not that. It's not sadistic pleasure of modern psychologists, but it is something highly philosophical. And this is a rasa theory which Abhinavagupta propagated. And it has been guiding not only the Kashmirians, it has been guiding the entire Bharatiya literary world. I'm so happy that you have done so much to revive the monuments in Kashmir. Your organization is thriving, I know, without any government support. Like the squirrel in the Ramayana, which helped in building the bridge, I would like to offer to my dear Kashmirians who are extended family of mine, I will be happy to give you benefit performance. You collect funds for all your work in Kashmir. I thank Sri Sitaraman for the phenomenal work that you are doing. Not only building this extraordinary complex, giving a house for the seniors who are the treasure house of knowledge and experience, whose experience has to be made use of by the present and following generations. And you have given a beautiful complex for them. And you have written an extraordinary book. Many books you have written. Today he's releasing a book very relevant to today's function, Trika, the connection between Abhinavagupta and Tirumular. What a contribution it is. This is something I had been telling my students, do something about it. There is an extraordinary connection between Kashmiri Shaivism and the Shaiva Siddhanta of Tamil Nadu. And I was so happy. An hour back, he presented me his book. Already I have gone through some pages. It's very interesting, so informative, wonderful work you have done. My hearty congratulations to you for your academic work along with this extraordinary responsibility that you have taken. And once again, my humble namaskarams and my humble gratitude to our friends who thought I deserved honor in the name of the great Acharya, Abhinavagupta Acharya. I take it as a blessing from that great soul. Thank you so much for this honor. Mrs. Garyali has written a beautiful book, Revival of Temple Dancing, Vasantotsav, a celebration of dance, and she wants me to present this. To Sri Sita Raman.
Thank you so much.
I would like to say that Mrs. Garyali's daughter was my disciple, and knowing her Kashmirian lineage, long ago, almost 20 years ago, for her Arangetram, maiden performance, I choreographed a whole program and named it Kashmiri Bharatanatyam. She danced the whole program with Kashmirian dress. And even as a collector of Kadalur, it was Mrs. Garyali who was responsible for creating Natyanjali in the Nataraja temple at Chidambaram. She is our favorite friend.
Thank you, Dr. Padmaji. It was so engaging, quite a lot of learning from your speech. I think there would be no other Dr. Padma Subramaniam in this land. You are the divine incarnation in the tradition of our lineage, of Bharat Muni's lineage, and of course, I may say that you are not only born in Tamil Nadu, but you are basically Kashmiri in heart and in every sense of it. Once again, thank you so much for such a wonderful talk and blessings. Now, I was supposed to be one of the guests, but now I have taken a role of a MC. So I also had prepared one speech. So I'm doing both the work as a MC, means Master of Ceremonies for today, and now I'll be delivering a small address which I had prepared. I hope you will find something worthwhile from it. Although Padmaji has already given a larger context of Mahamaheshwara Abhinavagupta's work. So let me start. Abhinavagupta Shakti Tad Guptoyo Maheshwaro Deva Tad Ubiyamal Rupam Abhinavaguptam Shubham Vande. Respected chief guests, Dr. Padma Subramaniam ji, General Raina, DGP Sanjay Kundu ji, C.K. Giryali ji, my dear friends here, learned scholars, devotees, and all the people from this beautiful place. Namaskar. Vanakkam. Today on the sacred occasion of this celebration, we gather not merely to remember a great philosopher of Kashmir. We gather to invoke a living current of consciousness. Abhinavagupta was a consciousness because he came from Kashmir. His ideas flowed not only in India, but whole of the South Asia. He is not only known as an aesthetician of Kashmir, but whole of the subcontinent got benefited from his works. He is not only a civilizational figure, he is a historical figure, he is a living saint and a great luminary of this great land. In him, philosophy reaches poetry. Poetry reaches mysticism. mysticism reaches realization. He perhaps was the greatest synthesizer of metaphysics, aesthetics, tantra, yoga, devotion, and the greatest realization. Kashmir was never merely a region or what we call as a geographical space. It was one of the India's greatest learning centers. It gave rise to towering personalities. If you see the Sanskrit world, most of the contribution to the Sanskrit work came from the Kashmir. Even it is said that Patanjali was from Anantnag, or even Panini was from the greater Kashmir, which is now known as, there's a place in Pakistan now, near Gilgit-Baltistan, which was earlier known as Udyan 1. So Panini was from there, then from that place he came to Kashmir. His birthplace is recorded at Shalatur near Gandhar, and from that place he settled in Kashmir and wrote all the exegeses which contributed to the Sanskrit fund. So after that Patanjali came there, he contributed. But in Kashmir Shaivism, the lineage, the written lineage started from the great Vasugupta Acharya in 7th century. From Vasugupta Acharya came great Somanand. From that Somanand came Utpaldev Acharya, the great Shaivacharya, who gave the philosophy of Pratibhigya, the doctrine of recognition. And from that, other scholars like Bhatt Kalat, Khemaraj, Anandavardhan, Mammat, Kayyad, Billat, Bilhan, and so many scholars came, Jayant Bhatt. All these polymaths came there on the scene. Why they came on the scene? Because the Kashmir provided them both the spiritual space, the geographical space, the political space, and the thought process, where all these ideas could come up and create such great minds. And among all these great scholars, Abhinavagupta shines like a midday sun. If Adi Shankaracharya systemized Advaita Vedanta, Abhinavagupta systemized the highest non-dual Shaiva philosophy. His contribution is unique. He was not merely a commentator. He was a synthesizer of traditions. Why he was a synthesizer of traditions? Because all other schools during his time, like Kram, Kaul, Spand, Pratibhigya, they all were different schools during the times of Abhinavagupta. He brought them all together, and he said that all these streams, all these rivers, all these rivulets are taking us towards that Param Shiva, towards that An-Uttar, towards that Samvit, towards that Parabhairava. And when Padmaji was talking about the Bhairav tradition in Tamil Nadu, I must share that every Kashmiri Pandit family has a Kul Devta as a Bhairava. So the first puja is to be done towards that Bhairava. He is your protector. Kul Bhairava and Kul Devi. Even when the horoscopes are made, after the calculation, even the nakshatra is mentioned, the Kul Devta as a Bhairava is mentioned and Kul Devi is also mentioned. For example, in Kashmir Mandala, there are 64 Bhairavas. And every geographical space has a Bhairava as a protecting Bhairava. And I'm lucky that, that my Bhairava is also the Bhairava where MAHAMAHESWARA ABHINAVAGUPTA spent a lot of time. That is Anandeshwar Bhairava. So a few days back, a special puja was done by the Lieutenant Governor at that space, at Anandeshwar Bhairava. So that space is again getting revived. Apart from that cave, the place where he wrote many commentaries, that space is also getting revived. So at the same time, there was a great disciple who came from Tamil Nadu, the great Madhuraja. So today, we Kashmiri Pandits who have come from different parts of the country pay tribute to that great yogi, Madhuraja Yogin, who came to Kashmir in 10th century. You see the quest, you see the thirst in Madhuraja to travel from this far-off land and came to Kashmir in 10th century when there was no logistics as such we have today. He must have traveled by barefoot or by some other means, but he reached Kashmir. And you must also understand that the name of Abhinavagupta must have traveled from Kashmir to Tamil Nadu. That is why Madhuraja came all the way from Madurai and spent the time in Kashmir with his great master, Mahamaheshwara Abhinavagupta. It is because of the work of Madhuraja we came to know about the Maheshwarya, the Aishwarya, the grandeur of Mahamaheshwara Abhinavagupta. While he came back, he wrote the work Guru Nath Paramarsh. And I'm happy Sitaramanji is going to share that book today also. We are going to release that book, Guru Nath Paramarsh. He did not merely find a teacher in Abhinavagupta. He found a guru. And he carried his work back from Kashmir to this place. He only said that Abhinavagupta here is the incarnation of Lord Shiva. He is the Dakshinamurti. And that is how Mahamaheshwara Abhinavagupta is also considered as the avatar of Param Shiva. In Guru Nath Paramarsh, he describes Abhinavagupta almost as a divine embodiment. So all the pen picture he wrote in Guru Nath Paramarsh, and subsequently all the paintings and the artwork and the murals and the frescoes all have been done on the work and study of Guru Nath Paramarsh. Therefore, we pay our tribute, gratitude and respect to that Madhuraja Yogin who created that history. And we thank you all for inviting and paying a tribute to that great son of this soil. So Abhinavagupta is a philosopher of consciousness. You may be knowing he wrote many exegeses. He wrote on Tantra, he wrote on Krams school, Spanda school, Kaula Parampara, aesthetics, poetics, so on and so forth. But his basic core was Chitta Swatantra Vishwa Siddhi Hetu. That consciousness in its absolute freedom manifests the world. This single line contains the entire essence of Kashmir Shaivism. Reality is consciousness. Consciousness is luminous, is prakash. And consciousness is self-awareness, that is vimarsh. Consciousness is free, is swatantra. Freedom, swatantra, is the defining feature of our ultimate reality. This is a revolutionary idea. Why? Because Abhinavagupta departs from the major Indian philosophical schools. For Buddhism, ultimate reality tends towards emptiness. Shunya, nothing is to be done now. Everything is void. For Advaita, the world is often treated as appearance, not reality. For Sankhya, Purusha is passive witness. But for Abhinavagupta, reality is dynamic, creative, blissful consciousness. It's active. That is why in Kashmir Shaivism we have a school Spandan, Spandakarikas, from where he said that the world is a dynamic activity. Lord Shiva is not inert. Like in Vedanta we say he is Brahma is inactive. But here Lord Shiva is active. And this activeness is supported by his Shakti Vimarsh. This doctrine of Abhasavada was explained by him in his works. Manifesting is a divine self-expression which he continued to share in Tantra Loka, Tantra Sar and many other works. So he said, Prakash is pure luminosity and Vimarsh is that reflection of that luminosity, is the energy of that. If Prakash illuminates, Vimarsha knows that illumination is happening. Without a Vimarsha, consciousness would be inert. This ultimate reality cannot be mere static. It cannot be just its appearance, but actually both Prakash and Vimarsha are the two sides of the same coin which create this universe. Hence, Shiva and Shakti are inseparable. This is one of the Abhinavagupta's greatest philosophical insights. Shiva is not abstract absolute. Shiva is living awareness. From this thought, he wrote about the Spanda. Spanda is often misunderstood as a vibration. It is not. Spanda is the subtle throb of awareness, this pulsation between manifestation and withdrawal, stillness and dynamism, transcendence and immanence. Every experience carries spanda. This is the greatest contribution which he shared with us. Similarly, he wrote on the Pratibhigya Vimarshani. The crown jewel of Abhinavagupta's philosophy is Pratibhigya, recognition. Recognition of what? Recognition of your true self, recognition of the reality, recognition of your identity with Shiva. Liberation is not acquiring something new. It is recognition, as he states, moksha is not, mokshinam nevanyam, suprathanam hitat. Moksha is nothing but the unfolding of one's essential nature. You come to know about your own self. This is among the most profound statements in Indian philosophy. Then he wrote about the anuttara. Anuttar means where there is no other uttar. Anuttar, wahan koi answer nahi hai. There is no answer to that. There is no other where we need to answer. The Shiva is anuttar, above all questioning, above all answers. So in Tantra Loka, Abhinavagupta presents Anuttara not as an abstraction, but a living experimental truth. It is simultaneously transcendence, immanence, freedom, bliss, awareness. This is the heart of Tarkashaivism. One of the important aspects of Kashmir Shaivism is Shaktipat. When the divine grace is there, the thing starts evolving. You feel that the reality is getting awakened in you. This is crucial. This Shaktipat is crucial because through this Shaktipat, liberation, Guru Kripa, and the recognition of the self happens. He also emphasizes on Tarka, means debate. But he says Sat Tarka, rightful debate should be there. It should not be a debate you want to intimidate somebody or to show other person in a wrong way. But Sat Tarka should be the Tarka, a debate, a discussion where you evolve yourself. There should be something coming which would be a learning experience for oneself. So in his magnum opus Tantra Loka, he integrates rituals, mantra, tantra, meditation, metaphysics, yoga, liberation. So one of the greatest Sanskrit works of this entire civilizational state or civilizational country is Tantra Loka, where he explains all the upayas, whether it is Anupay, whether it is Shaktopay, whether it is Shambhopay, whether it is Anvopay. For example, if we have to travel from Kashmir to Kumbakonam, some may travel by flight, some may travel by train, some may travel by bus, some may travel by road itself or by foot. So he says, which is the quickest mean to self-realization? So he explains all those means and the kind of a sadhak should approach that mean. So all those means are captured in the Tantra Loka. In Abhinavagupta also, as Padmaji has explained, I don't need to deeply go into the aesthetics. As he said, Rasovada, Brahmasvada, Sahodara. Aesthetic experience is the twin brother of Brahma realization. What does this mean? Art is not an entertainment. Through rasa, individuality softens, universal consciousness shines. This is why great art transforms us, as Padmaji just now explained to us. It opens your heart and you are able to receive and think in a different paradigm. Abhinavagupta also offers profound insights into languages, whether it's speech, communication. He gives various steps of speech where there is, the speech comes from para, vak, then it comes to pashyanti, madhyama, vaikari, and he explains all those stages nicely in Tantra Loka. Question is now why Abhinavagupta matters today? Why are we doing all this? Because Abhinavagupta does not require this. All this knowledge, all this awakening, all this profound conscious self-awakening methodology which is already there is not for him, it is for all of us. So we have to churn this energy, do the manthan of all this knowledge and evolve ourselves into the consciousness of Paramashiva. So the journey is to be taken by all of us. We all have to go through this journey and awaken that Abhinavapana in all of us. So this Abhinav Chetana is not for Abhinavagupta. This Abhinav Chetana is for all of us. And you may be surprised to know, Abhinava was not his original name. This Abhinava was given by his teachers, because every time when he went to his teacher, he asked different questions, whether it was for poetics, philosophy, tantra, and whatever. And Abhinava means every time new. So let this newness be in all of us. Let this name create newness. Every time we approach life, a new approach should come to us. A new thought should come to us. A new consciousness should get awakened into us, because ultimately this journey is from external to eternal. And that eternal journey should be full of celebration, full of awakening, full of knowledge. With this, I once again thank you all for inviting us here, hearing us out. And I bow my head in reverence to all of you and to all those saints and students and devotees who came from this place to Kashmir and showed love and respect to our great masters, and all those masters who accepted those students as their own family, as their own bhaktas, as their own inheritors. This bondage is beyond civilizational. It is spiritual. It is consciousness. So we are all in the same conscious field. With this, I thank you. As Swami Vivekananda, when he came to Kashmir and he met a 19th century Shaiva master, Swami Ram. He said, Hari Rev Jagat, Jagadev Hari. Hari to Jagato nahi binna mano. Iti yasamati paramartha gati. Sanaro bhavasagar mutarati. So Hari is world, world is Hari. There is no difference between the Hari and the world. The one who realizes this unity between the Hari and the world is the one who will get the moksha. And let us all work to get the moksha, for not only for ourselves, but for this Sanatan Dharma, for every soul who is being captured by the forces which are inimical to the Sanatan Dharma. Once again, I pay my humble tributes to all of you, to our dearest Padukaji, for coming here, gracing us with her words and her blessings. Thank you once again. Namaskar. So that was my speech as a guest. Now I'm back to my other role as a master of ceremonies. So I would request, we have some book releases. So Sitaramanji, are you ready with the books? So books are ready. So we need to release all the hard work done by Sitaramanji, Colonel Rajiv ji, Ravindra Gurtu ji. So they have written so much of literature, because ultimately this is a MAHAMAHESWARA festival. So he was a literary figure. So in this journey, let us also celebrate their work. Hello. So I request the book release of Sitaramanji. Please open the cover. I request every one of you to please go through the book and let us be benefited by the hard work, the kind of... This is the work which Madhu Raja wrote about MAHAMAHESWARA ABHINAVAGUPTA. Guru Nath Paramarsh. खोल दीजिए. Thank you, Sitaraman ji, for doing such a favor for this Indian civilization by writing these works. I am sure people across India would be benefited. I would request another book release of Colonel Rajiv. Madam, another book is written by Colonel Rajiv. Yeah, let him open the... Thank you, Rajuji. You need to be here. Oh, yeah, please.
It's great to see that Hanuman Chalis of Tulsidas has a commentary by Colonel Rajiv Raina, retired. I'm reminded of an event in the life of Kanchi Mahaswami, who lived for 100 years. During the Pakistan war, Kanchi Mahaswami printed almost 100,000 of Hanuman Chalis, and he also sent it to the Jawans for their protection. And with the little book, he sent prasadams to the army people who were affected. It was all sent to the hospitals. It was Hanuman Chalis which gave us the victory. And here, once again, it's a good omen to get the entire Kashmir back to us.
So one more book by Chandrakanta Giryali ji is here. Please open. Yeah.
No, I'll just take 1 minute only because time is running out. So this book, why I brought here, because we're celebrating the Hindu heritage of Kashmir. Everybody used to say, oh, Kashmir, there are only Muslim people there, there's hardly any Hindus. But before 14th century, it was all Hindu Kashmir. And so this book called Kashmir, the land of Kashyapa, was the founding father of our land. So I have brought out the people say it's like an encyclopedia of Kashmir in a small way. And I'm very proud of this book. It's been very well received across India and outside. And I'm very happy, though it was released in Jammu and all that, but never been released in Tamil Nadu formally. So I am asking Paddu Akka to release it and give to all our distinguished Kashmiri guests here. I think Shakti Munshi, please come and receive a copy. And आप आइए ना, other guests. And we have any other person from Kashmir who is here? I.K. Pandit साहब आइए.
So please be here only. Thank you. So in this line, I will also request Ravindra Guttuji. He has written a work, monograph on genocide, how the eviction from the native places changes the psychology, social structure, behavioral patterns of the communities. Yeah? Guttuji, please bring your monogram. Please share the monogram.
This is the monogram.
Monogram is this. How the displacement, Dr. Padmaji, how the displacement impacts the social culture and the behavior of the communities. This is on how the genocide and the killings changes the societies. So very well work written by Ravindra Gurtuji. Because when we talk about the philosophy and all other big things, we also need to know how the killings and the displacements impacts the societies, all those communities who have to leave their native places, and how their families, how their generations get impacted. So that also need to be captured, because that is very important in today's life, where the displacements are happening because of war, because of communal violence, because of so many other factors. So when we were forced to leave Kashmir, after that the study was done by Ravindra Gurtuji in the form of this work, which has been shared with all of you. Please share that one copy. Sangeeta, can we get those few small booklets, that the decolonization one? So I would like people who are interested here, please take these copies and study them. Shankarji. Yeah, photo do you have? Okay. So right now who is that? Okay, okay. So, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm requesting Selvam Muthukumar to come over here. He's going to honor Mr. Sita Raman for having done a great research, and I'm requesting chief guest to be with him also. Please come. But somebody must be here. No? Wait, Yes, I am Mr. Selva Muthukumar of Trichy Soy Institute, and he's going to honor Mr. Sita Raman for the contribution he's doing for the Indian culture. Please.
So all these books which we have been released, we are all the authors are going to talk about them for briefly so that you will get a gist of what the work is all about. So about Sitaramanji's book, Mr. Rangarajan is going to talk about and share the idea about what inspiration made him to write this book and a brief about the book's content.
Thank you very much. Respected dignitaries, I'm going to take just 3 minutes to introduce the book written by Mr. Sita Raman. When this book was launched at JNU, Jawaharlal Nehru University, along with my book, the professor, having read the book of Mr. Sita Raman, said he is flabbergasted. You know what is flabbergasted? That means it's a groundbreaking. Why I'm telling you, I'm taking 3 minutes to introduce this book, because this book is going to play a key role in the history of amalgamation of India. Generally in India, we don't give respect to the people who are from the non-academics. We think that only academician brings the best book. It's not so. It's not so. So this book is going to play a key role, and I'm requesting Sita Raman to pursue further for the research. So I'm going to read out. Before that, I want to do something. Our chief guest was talking about the date of Adi Shankara. I'm taking just 2 minutes. When I was in University of Texas, they were preparing top 10 philosophers of the world. I was curiously looking out where Adi Shankara is placed. He was placed at 8th. I asked the professor, number 1 is Kant, second is Socrates. List goes. I asked him, why you have not able to bring Adi Shankara front? His Advaita philosophy is something coinciding with the Stephen Hawking and Einstein. Then he said, we have not received any peer-reviewed journal articles on Adi Shankara. This is a problem in India. We don't do research on Adi Shankara. Whether it is a 400 BCE as proclaimed by Shankara Mutt, Kanchipuram, or 700 BC by Singeri Mutt, both cannot be ascertained historically. There is no evidence. Also, there is no proof to say that Adi Shankara passed away in the age of 30. There is absolutely only 16th century. That's not the question. Question is, shall we do research on Advaita and bring out research papers? That's all Sita Raman and myself discussing several times. We have to bring out research articles on them. There's no point in discussing about the date 700 BC or, AD or something BC. No evidence. Anyway, that's the one point. Now I'll give you the brief research, how this book is very important. India's civilizational history is often understood through its kingdoms, dynasties, monuments, inscriptions, literary traditions. But this book is totally different. The present book explores one such fascinating dimension of Indian intellectual history, the relationship between the Trikasaivism of Kashmir and the spiritual vision embodied in the Tirumular of Saint Tirumular. The author approaches this subject from multiple perspectives. As a student of history, temple architecture, archaeology, philosophy, and cultural tradition, Mr. Sita Raman brings together diverse stands on evidence they are rarely studied collectively. The result is a work that is not confined to abstract philosophy, but extends to history, iconography, literature, architecture, and civilizational studies. The author's treatment of Acharya Abhinavagupta deserves special appreciation. Abhinavagupta, as chief guest, already mentioned about him exactly, so I'm just skipping that portion. Equally valuable is the inclusion of Madhuraja Yogin, devoted disciples whose book remains one of the most important. Whether he is from Mathura, we have to establish. He must be from Mathura. Okay, right. The central contribution of this book lies in the exploration of the philosophical affinities between Kashmir Saivism and Tirumandiram. While these traditions emerged in different regions and linguistic environments, the author identifies striking similarities in the treatment of consciousness, the body, yoga, divine grace, spiritual realism, and ultimate nature. When it comes to consciousness, the whole Western world is working on consciousness. Now, the recent research published in Nature says before the world creates by itself, consciousness was living. That's all Abhinavagupta is saying, that's all Tirumular is saying, that's all Dr. Padma Subramanian is saying, Sitaram, all saying the same thing, so with further research. Particularly interesting is the author's contempt to draw attention to the remarkable historical convergence involving Rajaraja Sola, Acharya Abhinavagupta, and Mathura Raja Yogin, all of whom flourished during the same body historical run. And most important, this is a groundbreaking, really groundbreaking of the book. I am requesting those who are listening to this through the video, they should do further research to help us. Author further observes conceptual parallels between Mathura Raja's description of the Guru and the celebrated Dakshinamurti fresco traditions in the Bhagadiswara temple at Tanjavur. Such observations invite fresh perspectives on the cultural and philosophical currents that connected different regions of India during the medieval period. So these observations require further scholarly investigation. They open intriguing avenues for further research. So I congratulate Sri Sitaraman for undertaking this ambitious study for presenting the result of man in which accessible. I request all of you to read this book. It's very simply written, and also I want further research to be done. I am requesting the chief guest, she is a Diane of the research and also Bharatanatyam, and stimulating the student to do research. We need research now. The whole world is looking at India for further research on Adi Shankara and also Abhinavagupta. We have to write an article to be published in the peer-reviewed journal so that it will be taken seriously by that. I am very keen that Adi Shankara's name should come under the first in the world philosophical treatise. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Rangarajanji. Which I said that on genocidal studies, a monogram was just released. I would request Ravindra Guttuji to say a few words about his work, and then we have Colonel Rajiv ji finally giving about his work. Ravindra ji, please.
Jai Tamil Nadu, Jai Kashmir, Jai Bharat. My respects to the special guests here, Padma Shri Padma Subramaniam ji, Madam Garyali ji, Major General R.K. Raina ji, DGP Sanjay Kundu ji, Sunil Raina Rajnaka ji, who is heading the Abhinavagupta chair in Jona Raja Institute of Genocide and Atrocities at Jammu, Colonel Rajiv Raina ji, and other guests who are here in the audience. I am going to take a couple of minutes. Oh yes, I also thank the organizers, Jona Raja Institute, Kakni, and then Sita Ramanji, who has connected North and South Pole today on this pious day. Number of dignitaries spoke here, and they were talking about some connections between Kashmir and Tamil Nadu. Everyone is aware about the atrocities and genocide. 1990 has been the 7th exodus. I am not going to talk about the atrocities. Many books have been written. Films have been made. We have lost human lives. There were rapes, arson and loots. Property was grabbed. About 2,000 temples and shrines were destroyed. But at the same time, My monogram is about that research. There's a social decline. The name of this is a 267-page book, but most of it is analytical. So we have converted it into a monogram of 47 pages so that everyone understands it. This book is about the Indic perception about the social death of Kashmiri Pandits. Our language suffered, our heritage suffered, our traditions and rituals suffered, and this connection between Tamil Nadu and Kashmir, this has also suffered to some extent. The young generations here in the audience from Tamil Nadu, and we will be sending the same message to the young people in Kashmir to reconnect with each other and create a past again. Thank you so much.
I would now invite Colonel Rajiv ji to speak about his work. And important, everybody, at the end of the second, after the lunch, we have a talk from Dr. Rajshri Vasudevan ji. Then Rangarajan ji is also going to speak about that. We have a presentation by Sanjay Kundu ji, retired DGP Himachal. I think Major General Sir has left. So we have a number of talks lined up, and after that we have a cultural event also. Dancers from Chennai have come here. All of them have practiced very well, so we will be having a beautiful dance session later in the evening. So please stay here, don't go. Let us celebrate fully this day on the occasion of this MAHAMAHESWARA ABHINAVAGUPTA JAYANTI. Colonel Rajiv.
Vanakkam from Kashmir. I am pinching myself again and again for what I have seen from yesterday. Meeting with the Piravayu himself. I don't know whether it's a dream. That's why I'm pinching myself. And then when we entered this complex, the temple on the right side, I am again pinching myself. It is real. Such wonderful temple. I've gone all over India, but I have not seen such beautiful temples. Nice temple. So it means that I should thank with my folded hands to Mr. Sita Raman, who gave us the chance to travel from Kashmir, to travel from Jammu and Delhi, and to meet Piravaya and to see this heaven by our own eyes. This is very important. And I wish to thank Mr. Sunil ji and the other guests and the audience here, which have given us beautiful hosts. You are wonderful hosts. And when you come to our place, we try. And if we are successful by even 10%, we will think ourselves as very lucky. Thank you, sir. Two things. I will not take much time. 2.2 minutes for my book and 2 minutes for the continuation of the MAHAMAHESWARA ABHINAVAGUPTA. Now my book is based on the 44 verses that have been written by Tulsidasa. The word that I use is torment to grace. Torment to grace. In later part of Tulsidasa's age, this is when he was 90 years old, he grew some complication in his hands. And he started he was it is a bhakti in Shakti sort of a thing. Tulsidasa was the Bhakt of Hanuman, and Hanuman was the Bhakt of Sri Rama. And now Tulsidasa, he says, my arms, I can't write, I can't do anything, this torment. And what do? He starts complaining to Hanumana, sir, look, this audience here, they are feeling pity on me. My hands are so paining. So, sir, please come and solve my problem. So he is requesting Hanumana. So all those 44 verses are a complaint of that Tulsidas, along with praises of Hanuman, what Hanuman has done. And he tells him again and again, please come and solve my problem. And finally, the Hanuman comes and solves his problem. So with permission of ma'am, I will read only one verse, if you may permit, ma'am. This is the verse 1 of this book. It goes like this. I'll give the translation also. This book is written in Awadhi. So why Tulsidas was great is that he brought the people's language to North India. You know, the Granths were written in Sanskrit. So Sanskrit, even in these times, it's very difficult to read Sanskrit or write Sanskrit. So nobody, the Granths were available to only a selected population. But Tulsidasa, by writing in Awadh at Braj Bhasha, he took these Granths to the common man. So I'm just reading it. I hope I will do the justice. Sindhu taran siya soch haran ravi bhar vavartanu bhuj bisal murati kalal kal kal n janu gahan dahan nirdana lank nisank bank bua jatu dan balvan man mad daman panavat sua kaha Tulsidas sevat sulabh sevak hit santu dikta gun gat namat sumrat japat saman sakal sankat. So the translation goes like this. He whose body glows like the rising sun at dawn, who crossed the vast ocean to dispel the sorrow of Mother Janaki, Sita, whose arms reach the skies, Anjanabahu, extraordinary long arms of Hanuman, whose appearance is fearsome and who is like death itself, even to death, the Kala, who fearlessly burned the deep, impenetrable. Lanka was impenetrable. Nobody could destroy Lanka. Nobody could. But Hanuman did it in seconds. Such is Shri Pavan Kumar, the son of wind god, easily attained through sincere service. He always remains close to his devotees for their welfare through singing his glories, offering salutations, remembering him, and chanting his body. He destroys all terrible and fearful calamities. So I retired. I am Colonel Rajiv Rana. I retired in last year, and I joined in hospital as director administration. From 1 year, I am trying this Hanuman Chalisa and Hanuman Bahu on my patients. I say it very clearly that it doesn't, it is not a replacement of medicine, but it solves few problems, spiritual things by some spiritual aid or something, it solves some problems. Okay, this is the book. I'll take 2 more minutes, I told ma'am. Ma'am, my grandfather used to tell about this Prakasha and Vimarsha. The Prakasha and Vimarsha, I'm a student of Sunilji also. So he used to tell me that Prakasha is, you consider as a sun. Sun gives light to everything. So everything is lighted in this hall. These lights, sun gives light to you is Prakasha. But Vimarsha is what sustains it, what will sustain it. So when we speak about the MAHAMAHESWARA out here, one is that we are putting light on Abhinavagupta. But there is one more thing that is to be done, is to sustenance of Abhinavagupta. So in 2022, me and Sunilji went to the cave where the Abhinavagupta is supposed to have, gone in and taken this thing. So this cave has already been taken over. This cave is being painted by green color, and the cave's name is some Muslim name saint. So this great man, this Sunilji, he takes the coordinates, he goes to that place, we reach there and we find nothing. There are 2 mountains, and luckily one mountain that is destroyed is not a Abhinavagupta mountain. Second mountain is there, and we reach there and we really, we are sad that the cave is not there. The cave has already been taken over. And then start the struggle from 2022 to 2024, 2 years of bringing up a ladder which goes into this cave, of making the road towards that cave. and then making it available to the common people. And yesterday there have been 1,000 people who have gone there and they have said Naman to Abhinavagupta. That is how the sustenance will, and it will not happen because we are there, Kashmiris are there. It will happen because you have to support us, you have to give us power to do it. Naman. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Rajiv ji. I would request DGP Sanjay Kundu sir to say a few words because he has been assimilating, absorbing all what we have said since morning. Sir, please share your thoughts, words with all of us.
Thank you, Sunil ji. In Hindi we say Param Adarniya, Param Sammanit, most revered and most honorable Dr. Padma Subramaniam. She is Padma Vibhushan awardee, and very soon we hope that she gets Bharat Ratna also. You saw that I have seen her dances on the TV. She charms through her dances also, but her speech was also very charming because philosophy is a very dry subject and she could connect Kashmir and Tamil Nadu so well, and that is why she is a Padma Vibhushan. And her nephew was also here who plays Veena. I think he's gone out. His wife is there. Can you please stand up? She's a principal of a dance school. And there were other dignitaries also. Talking about philosophy and Abhinavagupta, and after what has been said by Dr. Padma Subramaniam, there's a saying in Hindi, Suraj ko diya dikhana, basically holding a candle against sun. So if I want to speak again about Abhinavagupta, that would be the case. So I won't do it. So I'll go 180 degrees now. So why did this problem happen? Probably not many people know why we are in this condition. I did a tenure with Border Security Force where we were guarding the Pakistan border and Bangladesh border. I happened to be in good position, a very important position, Inspector General Operations. General Saab will know that I was the counterpart of DGMO of Indian Army. So we used to interact with Pakistani Rangers also on the other side, Pakistan also and Bangladesh also. I have been part of the DG's delegation, Home Secretary's delegation, Home Minister's delegation. I have not been part of the Prime Minister's delegation. So my contemporary there were Pak Rangers. Pak Rangers is the force which guards the international border from Pakistan side. So there is Pak Rangers Punjab and Pak Rangers Sindh. These are huge forces and they are commanded by generals. So one of the generals that I got associated with, and we became like, we used to talk general to general, respect was there. And we were supposed to take care of them when they came to India, and when we went there, they took care of us. So I asked him, General, why did this happen? Kashmir, it happened. Probably not many people know, and this is for the kind information of Madam Shakti Munshi also. Then that general became the DG ISI, probably the second most important position in Pakistan, and he knew the whole thing. He said, in 71, Pakistan suffered a huge defeat. We defeated them. We divided Pakistan. We captured their 1 lakh soldiers. And then they were humiliated. In fact, we were doing great guns on the western frontier also, but we were stopped by international powers. We carved out Bangladesh. We gave independence to Bangladesh. So this had a deep psychological effect in Pakistan. So Pakistan, that time they researched into it. Why did we lose the war so badly? And in every country there's something called National Defense College, which is the highest body, and they research army, civil, foreign service, and they came to the conclusion that never in the history has a Hindu army defeated Islamic army so badly. How could this happen? And they realized that India at that time was led by a Kashmiri Pandit. Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister, and her closest aides were Kashmiri Pandits. So around that time in late 70s, they decided we need to get rid of this community. As long as this community is there, whether it was during Aurangzeb's time, it was Kashmiri Pandits who prevented whole of North India being converted into Islam, and now this has happened. And that is why they went with vengeance after us. Although there have been these raiders every time, but if you see in 1990, it was directed against us. It was not directed against Sikhs or other communities. It was directed against us. This was a mandate for them. This continues. You may do your philosophical work, but this is what they have thought. So what is the way out? As Madam Padma also said, we need to get back POK, we need to get back whole of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, including Gilgit-Baltistan. So I happen to have a very good tenure in Water Resources Ministry. I realized the only leverage that we have is Indus Water Treaty. Now I'll just take 2 minutes to explain what leverage we have and what we recommended to the government, and I'm very happy that the government of the day has understood it and they'll take it forward. Like we are vulnerable in Jammu and Kashmir, most of the population is Muslim, and there's sprinklings of Hindus in that. And how do you go back? How do you encourage that society to go back, live and increase their numbers? It's very difficult. But what we have, what is the leverage that we have? See, the Indus system is 6 rivers, starting from the south: Satluj, Beas, Ravi, Chenab, Jhelum and Indus. 4 of these rivers originate in India, and most of their contribution is from India: Beas, Ravi, Chenab and Jhelum. 2 parts come from China, that is Satluj and Indus. And you'll be surprised to know that we have given 84% of Indus water to Pakistan, and we only kept 16% with us. And out of the contribution that we get, we have given 70% to them and 30% to us. And we were recommending to the government that you need to revisit this treaty. That is the only leverage we have. And 2019, my minister that time was Mr. Nitin Gadkari, Honorable Minister. He gave for the first time that blood and water cannot flow together. After that, the Prime Minister has also been saying. And if you see Operation Sindoor, and after that cessation of hostilities, Prime Minister said that we'll keep Indus water in abeyance. Like we are vulnerable there, Pakistan does not have any water. And I have been recommending, if the same amount of water is to be given to Pakistan, we can reclaim POK. They will have to give us POK. Rest of the occupied Kashmir, because without water they cannot survive. It is already becoming a desert. So my 2 piece to this, although it's not philosophical, it's a practical solution. And I've been working as a civil servant for practical solutions. And this is the solution, this is the leverage we have. And through your good office, Madam Padma Subramaniam, if you can put it across to the government that this is the leverage you can have. And if they have this threat of Indus water, I think Pakistan will behave. They have already gone to the UN begging on their knees, and they are going to beg further. And if we play our strategy well, I think the days are coming when we'll get POK back also. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sanjay sir, for giving us the new insight. And I think we should really mean blood and water should not flow together. I request everybody to bear with us for a few more minutes. Madam Giriali wants to say a few words, so I leave it to her. Madam, please come before we break out for a lunch. Although we have a series of activities lined after the lunch as well. As I said, Dr. Rajshri is going to give presentation. Dr. Rangarajan is going to talk about it. And there is one more lecture coming up, and then we have all 3 divine dancers have landed here from Chennai. They are going to perform here. So please be seated and enjoy. Madam.
I have to say something because today we're celebrating Abhinavagupta Jayanti. We're honoring Paddu Akka. We affectionately call her Paddu Akka in Tamil Nadu. Now, everybody must know, nobody would have known what is the connection of Bharatanatyam to Kashmir, what is the connection of Bharatmutti to Kashmir, what is the connection of Abhinavagupta to Bharatanatyam, nobody would have known, except for Paddu Akka. This was her thesis which came out, where she mentioned, I have read her thesis, that oldest reference of dance according to Bharata comes from Kashmir. It is mentioned that the dance was performed in temple of Martand when king visited, and Devadasis welcomed him with the dance according to Bharata. That's one thing I want to tell. Second thing is, when she read a paper in 5th Tamil Conference, it was in 1980, 5th Tamil Conference in Madurai, 1980. Imagine when, how many, 40 odd years ago. So Padma read in her paper, same thing, the Bharata was from Kashmir, then mentioned Abhinavagupta, mentioned the reference of dance, oldest reference. She says, I am not saying the dance is from Kashmir, but oldest written reference, recorded reference comes from being performed in Kashmir. And she said, there was so much of hue and cry. Every newspaper, she said, for 2 years there was such a campaign against her that even almost those radical Tamils were thinking they think they own Bharatanatyam. The Tamil people think, sorry, Bharatanatyam belongs to them. But that theory got sort of shattered. We don't say it doesn't belong to them. They nurtured it, they brought it, they popularized it. It's all over. In every street of Tamil Nadu, we have Bharatanatyam, no doubt. But making this reference, she was called Deshdohi, Tamil Drohi, and all kinds of traitor, all that. So I say, the organizers who have selected her for this, I absolutely congratulate you. I bow before you. I say you've done a great job, because nobody deserves it better than her. Now, she's like a sister to me. She taught dance to my daughter. She's like a family member. When Priya's debut was happening, she came to my house, met my mother, and told her to give some Kashmiri songs. And she was the first person to choreograph, Panchaksharam, no? Shivaka. How do we? हाँ, तो जो हर कश्मीरी घर में गाते, मेरे पिताजी गाते थे, सुबह माता जी गाती थी, नागेंद्र हाराए उसे गरस में धोया सन, तो मैंने कहा पद्दू को नागेंद्र हाराए, मम्मी ने कहा नागेंद्र हाराए. After that, every Tamil Nadu dancer, every Kathak dancer, every dancer in India has done Nagendra Harai. If you go anywhere, they come out with Nagendra Harai. But she first person, and my mother gave the idea. Same way, Bhabba Khatun's one song she choreographed. Kati Chok Nand Bane, Valo Mashuk Bane, Paddu choreographed it in Bharatanatyam format. Then we said, we every day they say, सुबह सुबह हम देवी की आराधना करते हैं ना, या देवी सर्वभूतेषु, हर कश्मीरी घर में करते हैं. She choreographed that. So I think we are very grateful to her to show so much of love and affection for Kashmir. And once again, I congratulate Kakani Foundation, Commander Sahib, the members of the foundation, the trustees who are sitting here, for making such a wonderful selection. Today, if everybody knows Abhinavagupta, so many seminars happened after Abhinavagupta and Kashmir, Bharatanatyam, and after Paddu's thesis came out. And she is the first person to do PhD in dance in India. Please give her a big hand.
Thank you, Madam, for giving us the idea about how Paduka has worked tirelessly all these years for the revival of Kashmir and Tamil Nadu connection, writing the thesis. Paduka, please accept my naman, my tribute to you. Thank you so much for doing all this for the future generations. I think after 1,000 years, there would be one more seminar on you as well. And in that seminar, they will say that Kashmiri Pandits came all the way from Kashmir to learn from Paduka. So before we move to before we break out for a lunch, quickly, I will request Sita Ramanji to come on the stage, and two dancers, if you name, yeah, if you can join, both of you. Please come here. We are not asking you to dance, just please. help out Sitaramji to give the mementos. So many of you may be a few of you may be traveling. So Sitaramanji has made some mementos to be shared with all of us. First of all, I request Paduka if she can come down and receive one memento. Sanjay sir, if you can help Paduka to receive one memento from Sitaramanji. Gayatri ji, if you can receive on her behalf. On her behalf, yes, yes.
First to madam, no?
Then she will give it with you and to all. So madam, you are the chief guest, so we will not allow you to go easily.
You also join us.
I will also join the end. No. Achha, okay, while give, please. Sir, आप भी आ जाओ ना खड़े हो जाओ साथ में आप भी Okay, now I call General Raina to please come here. General Raina is here. He has left? Okay. Get one. General, please, okay, come, Anshul. You have to take two. Okay. That's fine. Padmaji, please give the memento to General Raina. He had just left. Commander, call, please. Commander Sanjay, call, please. Colonel Rajiv. You will give to Colonel, to Colonel Rajiv. Shri Ravindra Gotu ji. Sir, Shri Ravindra Gotu ji. I.K. Pandit ji. Madam Chandrakanta. Shakti Munshi ji. So one sister giving award to another sister. Huh? Shakti Munshi ji. Sanjay Kundu sir, please. Rajshri ji. Shankar ji, your name is in the list. Rajan ji, Please. Rangarajan ji, please, you also join. You want me to say something? You want to say something? Rangarajan ji. Anybody missing, please raise your hands. Anchal ji, Anchal doctor, you got it on behalf of Rana, but you take it on your own contribution.
To the dancers.
Now only, yeah. Okay, we have all the three beautiful dancers coming from Chennai, so I would like Paduka to give them in advance. We will see their performance later. Yeah.
Rajana, we cannot miss the man of the showman himself.
I must thank Shankar ji because he started a series on the YouTube. He took the interviews, and that's how the connection got reignited. And he continuously followed me for all these years. From last 4 or 5 years, he has been after me. Sunil ji, please come to Kanchi, please come to Tamil Nadu. And see, the divine intervention was such that Sita Raman ji called me for celebrations here. The committee decided that we should go and honor Padmaji with Abhinavagupta Samman, and the connection with the Kanchi got re-established, reconnected, and we am sure in coming years it will be further strength with your blessings, with the Swamiji's blessings, and the union of thought and the consciousness flow from Kashmir and from Tamil Nadu to Kashmir will be continuous, uninterrupted, and further strengthened. Thank you very much for blessing us all, Paduka. Thank you so much, Shankar ji. Thank you all of you once again. And let's go for a lunch break. And after lunch break, immediately after 40 minutes, we will reassemble here. Rajshri ji is going to give her presentation. Rangarajan ji is going to give his presentation. Then we have 3 dancers giving, they already got the awards in advance. So we are going to check their performance later on. So let's break for a lunch. If anybody is missing for award, please raise their hand, or somebody wants it in advance. Let me know.